so quaint and appealing, doesn't it? So you do want to be careful where you walk here, however, because Bern was named after the first animal that the first person in the town saw, which did in fact happen to be a bear. Now, people think that bears are often in zoos or behind bars somehow. In Bern or in Zurich in general, it's a little different. So this beautiful water that we're seeing, a sidebar, people will sometimes swim home in this water. Yes, you heard that correctly. They will take off all of their clothes, put it in a little waterproof bag, it's a little blue bag, and they put on their swimsuits. And they literally swim down the river. This is incredibly popular. So if you're there in the summertime when it's relatively warm, you will indeed see people literally swimming home from work. However, be careful. If you do choose to swim here, be careful where you swim because there is a little roped off area here, and that rope is not keeping you out. It is keeping the bears in. So the bears, which you can see here, the bears swim in the same water that these people swim home in. They are, there is a rope. They are sort of enclosed, but they have a huge territory here. And there is what is called the Bear Park. Now, mind you, this used to be sort of a depressing little pit in the ground. Thankfully, we have more animal rights at this point in time. And actually, for all of my animal-friendly folks in the audience, Switzerland has some of the best animal rights laws in the world. Dogs are not allowed to be left alone for 8 hours a day. They must have interactions with humans, I think every 4 hours for at least 45 minutes. Like they have all of these rules that are very highly regulated. So animals that are kept in these zoo type situations, they're very well protected and their territory is well preserved. So the Bear Park is one of the city's most beloved landmarks. Here was the original pit they were kept in. Not exactly exciting, but now, of course, they can roam the surrounding woods and even have a little dip in that beautiful water that we saw. Now, the live bears here, they symbolize Bern's history, its identity. The park is located right along that Aare River, which is the name of it, and it provides this spacious, natural habitat for its bears. And this offers us visitors a unique chance to observe them in this scenic, natural setting. Now, Bern's connection to bears dates back to its founding in 1191, when the city was, I don't want to say overrun with bears, but it definitely was one of the main animals you could see here. So since the 16th century, bears have been kept in Bern. Now, something a little more delicious. Let me tell you about Swiss cuisine. Now, Swiss cuisine in general is this delicious blend of influences from France, Germany, and Italy. Our first delicious item that we will speak about is fondue. This is Switzerland's most iconic dish, melted cheese served in a communal pot where diners dip bread, potatoes, or vegetables using these long-stemmed forks. Our next one.
Wow, welcome. So if you had no idea what that was about, I want to share that with you. That is a little tiny taste of what you can enjoy if you are a star consultant. This is a virtual tour, and that is from the third quarter virtual tour, which was to Switzerland. And I picked that little section because it gives you a little bit each tour, and we have the same tour guide. She's an American woman, but she lives in Spain, and she has visited something like 50 countries, and she creates these videos, and then she live narrates that for us. So we can send her comments during the video. I mean, this is a fabulous tour. And she is, you got a little idea. There's scenery, there's culture, there's food, there's history, and I think they're about 45 minutes long, and those are only for star consultants. So that's why we gave you just a tiny bit there. So I didn't, we signed up to have this with you guys. because as directors, we have to subscribe to that. And I didn't really know what we were subscribing to. And the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, wow, this is really cool. So anyway, I just wanted you guys to see that. I'm going to turn over to Lori because she's going to start us off with some recognition. But welcome, and it's great to have you here.
Yay! Welcome. Hopefully everybody got in that was waiting. Um, but anyway, we would like to recognize any any activity, any sales, any new faces, any success that you have experienced in this last week. Feel free to type it in the chat, right? That's what you want, Diane, right? I
Well,
mean,
then we can recap it at the end. So we want to hear your successes, you guys. And your success could be anything. Maybe you talked to a waitress for the first time and gave her a sample and got her name and number. That's a win. And your sales. What else did you say? Lori, sales, faces.
faces, bookings. Yeah. New, yeah, we said new faces, sales, new faces, bookings. Um, Woo, very nice.
Sold more than 300 at her in-person appointment this week. Nice. Congratulations.
Fabulous.
Anybody else type in any wins that you had this week?
Yeah.
My comment thing is really weird because it won't let me it won't let me, I don't know. It's doing something weird. But anyway. So type in your retail sales, faces, uh, and new team members. I know Pa got a new team member. She got her sister-in-law, Lisa, who I'm super excited. I don't know if Lisa's going to be on here hopefully tonight, but yeah, type in anything, any great win, because we want to definitely celebrate you.
And we don't know who iPhone 3 is, but maybe somebody does.
Is it Hilda?
Could be either Hilda, could be Lisa.
Good job,
Yes,
Terry.
it's Hilda.
It's
Oh,
Hilda.
hello, Miss Hilda.
Yeah, I'm kind of low on in my voice and everything else tonight.
That's okay, babe.
Just
You're here. That's what matters.
kind of drained.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
we're glad that you're here. Thank you for being on tonight.
Okay.
So you guys keep typing in the chat. We'll go back and recap it at the end. But any new faces you did, any sales, Father's Day, new names and numbers, you just literally never know where you are. And I will tell you guys, always be prepared because it's the one time you run into somebody, they compliment you on your lipstick or your skin or whatever, and then you go to reach in your purse. There's not a card. You don't have a sample. You don't have anything. So be prepared. Even if it's the gray mesh bag, the black mesh bag that your trays and mirrors come in, that's what I'm now carrying in my purse with business cards, a pen, surveys, and then little drawstring bags with samples. So you never know, man. I literally got, I think I handed out all 6 of the samples in my purse just in one day. So, all right. So everybody keep typing in the chat all the exciting things that are going on in their business, and we want to cheer them on. I want to do a quick shout out to Sherry Tully, who's in her 2nd month of DIQ, and she has already finished her star at the, Sherry, what are you? At the 5,500. So she's already above a pearl star. So congratulations. Carrie McCurdy's also above a pearl star, and Lisa's a sapphire star. Rebecca's almost. Rebecca's a 171 away. So she's almost a star. And then Lisa, of course, is a star. So congratulations. Sherry, you want to tell us what you're most excited about?
I am just, I have been on the phone since I got off the phone with you tonight. I have talked to probably a dozen people. They're all coming to the party because they haven't seen me in 2 years. I'll be in California in a short period of time. I had 9 people. I tried to get that to the virtual event last week. Unfortunately, they didn't get their packets. Some are law enforcement down in Florida. I'm still pulling in all that. Now my cousins are now starting to buy from me because they see consistency. And that has been like really beautiful because now they're starting to order product. One's coming, I have 9 people coming on Flawless tomorrow night. I have another 6 coming on Monday. And then I have 27 coming. So if you guys want to help me, set up trays and help me get to my DIQ. I think I have 28 or 29 people coming to the home event at Jana McDowell's. So I,
That'll be in July, right?
that's July 10th.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to need help.
Well, yeah, of course. But I would, we're going to talk in a little bit about the 100 face race because I think that's going to be a really big deal. We'll do next week and that'll build all kinds of momentum. So, congratulations. You know what? And Sherry, what I love about you is you just think outside the box. You're like, okay, well, how can I get to all these people or how can I see all these people? And you guys, there isn't one way to do this. If you just gave Lori, Melanie, and I each a challenge, I guarantee you we're going to attack it from three different angles. So, that's the beauty of this business. There is no one way.
Well, and today I made up 20 packets of 5 of the virtual event with the 50% off slip. And I contacted my consultants that are wanting to build. And I sat down with each of them today and gave them their packets, and they're getting excited. It's just giving them, layering the tidbits of information because it's just so much information when they first get here. So they're getting excited and coming up with ideas. So it's good.
Nice. Well, congratulations. We are cheering you on. Second month DIQ, and I know your goal is to debut on stage because seminar will never again be in North
Woo-doo.
Carolina. So that's just to me that is such a God thing. Like of all the years, it's the year that you're going to debut. So you could have your husband there, you could have family there.
Well, it
It's
just feels
just
like a wedding too. The way that everybody talks about debuting, it's just like, it's a one-time thing where it's going to be the best of the best. And I don't want to miss it. I don't want to lose this momentum or opportunity, even though some days it's like, you feel like you're hitting a wall or banging your head on the floor. But hey, it's all good. I put my little oil on and I'm ready to go. Bring it.
well, every time I will say, every time God closes the door, and I'll tell you the story later, but I had something happen this week where a gal just said, you know what, Diane, she goes, I really think I'm just going to pay you the $500 and buy all the product, and I'll join in a couple months. And I said, you know what? And I'm looking at, I need 3 more people to finish my Diamond B. And then literally the phone rang and it was a lady who her mom did Mary Kay for over 22 years. Her mom passed away a year ago. Her mom only had 3 customers, her sister, and her son. And so she called to order a bunch of product for me randomly. I said, how'd you get my name and number? She goes, I found you on the Mary Kay website.
Mm.
And so we started to talk, and I said, well, you know what our discount is, right? And she said, yeah, it's 50%. I said, then if you're buying all this product for you, your mom, or your sister, you and your son, have you thought about becoming a consultant? She goes, no, not really. And I said, well, I can take care of you. But she goes, maybe that would make more sense if I just joined. And so I'm just kind of laughing because it's like the door closes and you think, oh no. And then literally you just don't give up that vision. You don't give up on that dream. You stay with your blinders on like the little racehorse and you just go make it happen. So we're really proud of you, Sherry. We're cheering you on, babe. Can't
Thanks.
wait to
It's
see you when you get here.
definitely a struggle, but it's good.
Nah, I don't. I think every time we do something outside of our comfort zone, it just feels different. So,
Well,
which is a
yeah,
good thing.
I don't. I
Yeah,
wouldn't say it's a struggle as much as it is just
it's
I,
stretching you.
I want it.
It's
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 stretching.
giving you that bounce back ability. And what I love about that is it's going to make you a better coach because when everything comes to you on a platter, like if I said to you, "Oh, Sherry, I didn't get a return phone call," and you're like, "I don't know what's wrong with you, Diane. Everyone returns my phone calls. Everyone says yes to me." I'd go, "Well, then
Mm.
what's wrong with me?" But if I said that and you go, "Are you kidding? I got 17 no's today too." I'm like, "Okay, we're normal." You know what I mean? So no, it teaches you grit. It teaches you all of that. So Pa, come on really quick. You said you're hoping to sign up 2 new consultants by Sunday. So
Woohoo!
do you have a couple people in mind? So you're going to be one of our first new red jackets. Do you have any idea who these people are? Or are you just saying you want 2 by Friday?
Sorry, I'm eating.
That's okay, babe. So you are a mom of 8,
Hopefully.
got 2 girls, 6 boys, and you just added your first team member who came to Elk Grove the other night. And Lisa was just going to buy the repair and all this stuff. And I said, you're really going to buy all this from your
Yep.
sister-in-law for retail? She goes, yeah, but that doesn't make much sense, does it? I said, well, you do whatever you want. If you want to write Pa that big of a check, have at her. She goes, well, maybe I'll just join. So sure enough, within 5 minutes, she was filling out her agreement online.
Yeah, that was her second event that she came to attend.
Nice.
So what are you most excited about?
Me?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Well, I'm hoping to sign up the 2 people that I'm thinking about by this weekend. And I'm also, I guess after talking to you earlier, I am pretty excited about just going around trying to find a location um in the area so that we can keep it
Yep.
consistent at one area. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And I know Shannon's on here, and Shannon is really close to a red jacket. She has two Great Start qualified team members. Only needs one more to be in red. So I think the race is on up in Elk Grove. So we're cheering you on, Shannon. Better watch out because Pa's like going to be right on your tail. But that's a good problem. She's your team member. So we're cheering all of you guys on. Lori, is there any other recognition you wanted to jump on, or are we
We're good. Let's move.
okay?
Let's move.
Melanie, did you want to go over announcements, or am I doing that?
What? Well, you're going to train, so if you put them on the screen, I'll try not to talk too much. I'll try to say pertinent things.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull this up here.
Can somebody tell me where to find the magazine link, please? I'm
You
trying
mean the
to.
lookbook link?
Yes.
Go download the app called Interactive Catalog.
This is for somebody else on their website.
Yeah. Then it doesn't link it to you. If you want it to link it to you, you can go on your website and send it.
No, I don't want it on mine. I want it on theirs.
Okay, so just go to Interactive Catalog. Either that or I can send it to you as soon as the meeting's over.
Okay, thanks.
All right, go ahead, Miss Melanie. I'm just deleting these two things that have already passed.
All right. Well, big thing we have, and it's going to be the next one that coming up tomorrow. We have the Flawless Finish class, and we have our two wonderful makeup artists, Amanda, right? Amanda and I'm looking at her drawing Amanda and Jackie. Oh, it's written there, and I was trying to remember it. But anyway, they're going to talk about our different foundation formulas, how to choose the right color, what else we can do to have our customers have a flawless face. And I think this is essential because this is going to position us for the training. It's going to position us as experts with our customers when we learn to do that. But, this is a earn while you learn. So get your customers on there so they can listen and they can also win some Kate Spade. And this is going to be translated into Spanish. I'm anticipating, Diane. So yeah, it's going to be fantastic. I'm super excited. Both Amanda and Jackie are just so real, but also so talented and great speakers and great trainers. So there's that. And then Thursday, of course, we have our sharing event where Janice is going to be giving away e-starts, and Cleta Colsonaire, and actually Diane and Cleta are friends. And
she's from Georgia. She's amazing. She's been in the company over 30 years. Great trainer. She's got a great story. She's funny. She's witty. She's very strong in her faith. She'll be great to hear on Thursday.
Okay, awesome. And let's see. We also, so this is the next week. And again, this is,
a week from tomorrow.
A week from tomorrow. Don't just stop with this week's event. Start looking at the next week. And this is going to be Summer Glow, just great things, great products for face and body. So, and yeah, I mean, I'm looking at what's on the flyer there. Those are all things you want. I have a lot of customers who are on skincare. I don't necessarily have customers on these products. So I'm excited about getting people on for the sunscreen and the toning lotion and the satin hands and satin lips. So,
Yep. And then, of course, that is also the next Thursday is Gloria Mayfield Banks, who could motivate a person right out of the ground like a dead person. She will be speaking with her eye story. And she had dyslexia. She applied to Harvard. She had to have somebody help her with the application because she just couldn't read it correctly. She got into Harvard, got her MBA from Harvard, has now retired. When she retired, she was the #1 national globally in the entire company. And she's going to be speaking. If people hear her, especially women of color, if they hear her and they don't join, honestly, you guys, they don't have a pulse because Gloria is so inspiring to tell, just to help people see what do you have to lose? Like, try this for 1 year. It's $35. It could be the most amazing year of your life, which is going to be amazing. I do want to plug one thing that Melanie mentioned, though, back here. Melanie mentioned how this is great. So let's say you don't consider yourself yet a foundation expert. You need to be on these events whether you have a guest or not, you guys. You really, really do. Now, what's cool about this is, according to InStyle magazine, 72% of women are wearing the wrong shade, which means if you stop 10 women on the street tomorrow, supposedly 7 of the 10, their face and neck don't match. Not that I'm saying you want to tell them that to get them on this event, but I'm saying to them, are you currently using Mary Kay Foundation? They say no. And I said, well, if you will jump on this event, you might win some of the $400 in Kate Spade and Mary Kay giveaways. And if you, when you're done, if you have a foundation or CC cream or powder you want to trade in, I'll give you 25% off the Mary Kay equivalent because I just want them on our stuff. Or you could do 20% off, or you could offer them a $10 gift card, whatever you want. But I want to get that old product out of their bathroom in a perfect world. So, or you can meet with them and say, if you meet with me within 48 hours, I'll professionally match you. Now, if you're nervous to match, you need to be on here because they're going to teach you how to match. CC cream's easy. You only have one of 6 choices. And if they're really pale like me, there is one choice, very light. So CC cream is easy, and they'll talk a little bit about undertones and all that, but this is going to be a phenomenal class. I can't imagine that you guys don't all have 10 friends on. Now, when you have more than 3 guests on any event, you always get a prize from your director. So as long as they're over 18, and make sure they type in the chat that they're your guest. So you guys hopefully will really take advantage of that. Anybody have questions for Melanie on any of the events? No, you're all good. All right. So we're going to start a new thing each week. In addition to the tech talks, we're going to start doing a product special. So tonight we're having Melanie share something and Lori share something. And then I'd love for any of you to type in the chat if you would like to do it next week, because we're looking for 2 consultants. And all you do is share your favorite product in under 2 minutes and get everybody so excited that the goal is they're going to go rip it out of their bathroom or out of their supply and start using it. What I will tell you is that you sell whatever you wear. I will never forget back in the day when we had our studio, a consultant was up for Queen of Sales. She had an $800 week. And I said, well, what was your hottest seller today, this week? And she said, soothing eye gel. That's what I sold the most of this week. And I said, soothing eye gel? I said, really? She goes, yeah, it's my favorite product. And I just did a show of hands in the room. I said, how many of you use soothing eye gel? One consultant raised her hand. And I said, how many of you sell it? Nobody raised their hand except for the one consultant who used it. So if you don't use our mineral sunscreen or our SPF 50, or you don't use our body care, or you don't use our eye makeup remover, or our micellar water, you're not going to sell it because you can't sell something you don't wear, you don't love. So anytime you don't think our product's amazing, go try something else from Walmart, Target, or something else. You'll be back. You'll be running back. So Melanie, I'm going to let you go first. And do you want to share the 2 products you're going to talk about? And you guys, this is so great. You might want to take notes.
Yep. Honestly, I'm going to share what is actually in our catalog called the Brightness Bundle. So if you go onto the website, it's called the Brightness Bundle, and it includes the Serum C plus E and the ferulic acid brightener booster and ferulic acid niacinamide brightener. So as we know, the Clinical Solutions products are high concentration of med spa quality ingredients. So this has the ferulic acid, niacinamide. Those things all work to help to brighten your skin, especially if you have dark spots. I spent way too much time in the sun when I was a kid. I have sun damage. I have lately been going without foundation because I feel like so much more confident because of this. But then there's this vitamin C and vitamin E help to boost the booster, if you will. So they work together. You get more effect than you would get from either of them individually. And you know that you're not supposed to use the vitamin C booster with the ferulic acid booster. We're not supposed to mix and match these. So I can get the vitamin C from the serum and use the brightener as well. So I'm like super excited about this. I have, when people say, what's that thing that you'd like to change about your skin? I always go, that, I got a spot right there that's pretty prominent. I mean, I have others, but that one is like, it's right there in your face. And it is getting smaller. And I've noticed in the last week or so, smaller, lighter, and it's starting to break up into little pieces. So it's not like one solid thing anymore. And I'm just going to tell you, Mary Kay said, a woman who will tell her age will tell anything. And there's my 2 minutes. But I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but I'm old enough. This is still working. I'm just saying, it still works. I mean, it's not like you get to a certain age and you can't make it better. It still works. It makes it better.
So Melanie, which product do you put on first?
I put on the booster first, and I kind of focus that where the spots are. It's like here and on my chin, on my cheeks. I got one down here, got some up above on my forehead. Put that in, kind of let that soak in. If there's anything left on my hands, it goes on my arms because there's some on my arms too. And then I go with the C plus C and do a good, probably 4. I tend to do more than needed. So sometimes I do 4 or 5 pumps. So you could probably get away with 2 to 3. But then I put that everywhere, because that's the difference between the serums and the boosters. The serums are general. These are targeted. The boosters are targeted. The serums are for general benefit. You can put them everywhere. So
great. Okay, thank you for that. Miss Lori, you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. I sure hope I can stay within the time. Okay, so I get to talk about the other boosters. Ah! Okay, so I get to talk about the C plus resveratrol line reducer and the HA plus ceramide hydrator. And I could echo so many things that Melanie said because I got distracted on an article from Women's Health, and it was all about hyaluronic acid and niacinamide. And they were saying that, it's in so many skincare things and it's necessary, it's the thing. So, but what I want to say about, sorry, I love cats, and dogs. Okay. So the C plus resveratrol, in a sentence, okay. So vitamin C and resveratrol are both antioxidants, which means that they help minimize damage done by oxidative stress. I'm sorry if I'm getting too sciencey here, but I grew up in the science background. So there you have it. The other thing that the C plus resveratrol has is it has a very important peptide. And of course, this is proprietary to Mary Kay. But those things, if you ever read articles now, these are really big deals in the skincare industry. So what you want to do is it's quite thin. So, sometimes I just take it and I go, ugh. I just put it on my forehead like that. And I love what Melanie talked about so much that I put it on this part of my face and I do this one on my forehead and my neck. So I cheat. I use them all. All right. So then after the C plus resveratrol, let's see. Let me just clarify another thing. Janice likes to say, oh, yes, our products have collagen and retina, collagen. Well, no. It doesn't matter if they have collagen. What you want to do is boost your skin's ability to make collagen. So that's what this C plus resveratrol will do, is it helps boost the skin's ability to make collagen and elastin. So just to be fair. Okay, so then the HA plus ceramide. Now this one I love.
I love that.
I know. You can use it all over. You can use it over the other boosters. So, and I'm so over the top that I like to do the niacinamide and the line. And I have to say, I just have to, because the second thing you said, Melanie.
C plus E.
Thank you. The C plus E. Man, I mean, I could see that thing working over the niacinamide booster. I could see it right then. I mean, it's instant. It's really something. You have to see it for yourself, really. Okay, but at any rate, then once I get all of that on, well, of course, no, I have to put this on too. Sorry, I know I'm taking up too much. But the HA plus ceramide, hyaluronic acid, again, you will see this written up in multiple articles. Hyaluronic acid is just amazing. It grabs moisture and it puts it to your skin. Do you know, now this article, now they didn't give me a reference, but it says It has the ability to attract and retain water up to 1,000 times its weight. Hyaluronic is a natural humectant found in our skin, our joints, and our bones, and it absorbs the water. But anyway, it's just fabulous for your skin. And I'm just so addicted to all of it that I have to use it all. Okay, I know
Thank you, Lori.
I didn't look at my minutes. I'm sure I went over, but thank you for listening because I am addicted.
So what I love about what these gals both shared is that I think a lot of times we overlook the boosters and we don't realize that, yes, you can get great results from vitamin C by itself. And yes, you can get great results from just our moisturizers. But when you use a booster underneath them, it's meant to enhance the benefit. So it's almost like the difference between just like a regular TV and high definition. You go, oh, it doesn't matter. Then you watch a high definition TV and you can see like the bad makeup on the anchor of the TV from the news, or you can see like literally the stuff you can see on a high definition TV is unbelievable. Well, that's kind of what our boosters do. The HA booster, I also like if anybody complains that they've got eczema or extremely dry skin, or they find they're just not getting enough moisture, they can literally put it on top of everything.
Yes, I love that too. Can I just say that I couldn't tolerate the serum C plus E until I put the booster under it. Then
Really?
I couldn't. It was too harsh on my skin.
But the vitamin C plus E?
Yes.
Wow, I have the world's wimpiest skin. It doesn't bother me, but
yes. But with the booster, it's like there's a layer, and then when it goes on, whoa, honey. Anyways, I'm sorry. I just that's it.
That's good. So, anybody have a quick product question to ask them before we move on?
I do.
Go for it.
Can you use the serum, the C plus E together with the brightener? I mean, because what I do is I put the brightener in my hand and then I squirt the C plus E together.
Oh, you mean mixing them together in your hand?
Yeah.
I think it's better to use them separately. I think when Lance, the chemist, came on to Janice, he said we shouldn't be playing chemistry set, but sometimes I get that because sometimes we're in a hurry. So I don't think there's only two products I've heard that you can layer them, but you should absolutely not mix them together. And that is the nourishing oil and the advanced lifting serum. For whatever reason, if you mix those together, you can put one on and then the other, but if you mix them together, you get something else. And I don't know what that something else is. I'm not going to try to find out, but we've absolutely been told not to mix those two products. So
thank you.
And there you go. Hopefully that helps.
You want to let the thing soak into your skin a little bit before you put on the next layer. It does do a good job like that.
Okay, we've got lots of stuff to cover, guys. So if you have more questions, type them in the chat. Those guys will answer your questions at the very end. So the first thing we're going to do is I want you guys to be thinking for our unit goal, and I know for Melanie and Lori's goals, we really need to add some new team members. And you might be thinking, well, I don't know anybody who's looking for a side hustle, or I don't know anybody who's looking. You'd be amazed all the millions of reasons people join this company. Some it's for the 50%, some it's for the camaraderie, some it's for the sisterhood, some of it's personal growth. But I wanted to share with you a brief story. This is only 2 minutes long, but this one I think a lot of you could possibly relate to. And let me just go share this really quick. And this is only 2 minutes.
We need the sound.
I'm not hearing. Yeah.
You can't hear it?
No.
Nope.
Because I turned on there, share the sound in stereo. Hold on.
We may have to turn off our mics.
No.
That's
No.
also check the box that says optimize video.
No, I got it.
Self-confidence
there you go.
the grit that you learn in building a business. You could
Hold on, I'll turn this back because I want you guys to hear what she said.
Great A honor student. The logical next step would have been for me to go to college. So people were shocked that I didn't. It doesn't matter if other people don't understand your dream. The self-confidence and the grit that you learn in building a business, you can trust yourself to make the best choice for yourself. My name is Sarah King, and my Mary Kay just fits. I grew up in Valparaiso, Indiana, about an hour outside of Chicago. I decided to start Mary Kay because I was really looking for something where I could have a lot of freedom and flexibility, and I knew I wanted something where I could also work remote. So I work my Mary Kay business exclusively online.
Did you all catch that? She works 100% virtual.
I'm so excited to talk to you guys today about one of our most famous and beloved products. It is the Mary Kay Microdermabrasion Set. I'm a homebody, but I also love to have fun, and I like to go on adventures and travel. I wanted that flexibility to determine what every day was going to look like, and some days it's full glam, and some days it's, comfy leggings, and I love that about my business. I think a common misconception that people have about Mary Kay is that you have to be the glam girl influencer to work online. And let me tell you, that could not be further from the truth. I can be chatty and I love getting to meet new people, but also my idea of a good time is a quiet corner with a book. I love that this allows me to still be myself and I don't have to be glam every day. And I think honestly, working virtually gives me the opportunity to be all natural and maybe just have skincare for the day, because who's seeing me, right? I live in a semi-rural area and there's people, but not like a ton of people, And so I love that I can connect with people all over the United States. I have customers in Alaska and I have customers in the South. It doesn't matter where you are. You and I are still connecting really just the same as I would as somebody that lived down the street from me. One of my recent team members actually found me on my Mary Kay personal website, which was so cool. We're going to go over to Evelyn Elliott, and she's going to share some good news from the week. So thank you to all of you who shared the things that were going on in your businesses. We set up a Zoom call. I got to know her. She got to know me. We tried some products virtually. And at the end, she said, "This is great. I want to give it a try." I so believe that your 20s, although they're the time to be young and fun, it's also the time to build. Whatever season of life you're in, whether you're young like me, or you're a stay-at-home mom, or you're a high-powered career woman looking for something different and fun to try, with Mary Kay, it just fits.
Okay, now I want you guys really quick to write down someone's name right now. You're all thinking of somebody that could relate to that. Write down at least one name of somebody that, yes, I'll put that that in the chat, the YouTube of it. Hold on one second. Let me grab it here and I'll just copy and paste this and share this link. Oops, it just went to the next video. Hold on. So let me just, let me go down here and click on this really quick and I'll put it in the chat. Copy and let me paste it back to you guys. So here's that link to that exact video. So you guys can go ahead and use that. But I want you guys to write that down. So our training tonight is going to be discovering your why. How many of you would agree that there are days when you are super motivated? You are like white on rice. You are like the racehorse with the little leather cups next to their eyes. You are on a mission. And then there's other days where you are not very motivated and all you do is get one no and you're like, okay, think I'm taking the day off. So we're going to listen to Karen Rydell right now. She's going to share about your why, because we have a huge, huge contest that we're kicking off starting June 16th. So write this down, because the invitation, I didn't get it done because I was typing so fast. There's a whole bunch of typos in it. Starting from June 16th to Saturday night, the 21st, or I guess we could go to Sunday morning, the 22nd. Our goal is to break a Trude area national record, as well as my unit record, which is doing 100 faces in a week. So these ideally will be all virtual, but they could be in person. And so I'm going to share with you all the dates and everything, but it's not going to be just us breaking a record. You're going to end up with so many new customers. You're going to end up building your confidence through the roof. You're going to end up probably with some team members. And the best time to recruit is this week, so that your new team members can be a part of this goal, this mission, because it's going to be amazing. So let me click on this link from Karen. And I want to share this with you so that oops, oh my gosh, I just closed an important window. I did not mean to do that. Okay, here it is. All right. So this is Karen talking about Know Your Why, Mary Kay Strong. So here we go. And let me just share this with you guys.
Knowing your why. Wow, it's so important to know your why for having your Mary Kay business, whether you're brand new or you're getting back to your Mary Kay business, or you've been working steadily, you just don't really know your why. Maybe it's just, I need some extra money. Let me tell you a story about a time that I kind of had a new thought when I talk to people about needing extra money. I'll never forget it. I was at an event with a lot of consultants there. I think it was in Virginia Beach, actually. And I said, by a show of hands, who in this room needs to make more money? And of course, the whole room's hands went up. Everybody need more money, right? I don't care if you make six figures, you still need more money, right? Like we just always have more that we need, I guess. So anyways, everybody raised their hand in the room. And then I said to the consultants, tell me, how many of you held 2 or 3 parties last week? And there was just like 1 or 2 or 3 hands that went up. And it was then that I had this aha moment. And I thought, okay, just needing more money is not motivation enough, because all of these consultants had this incredible business opportunity where we earn 50% profit on all of the products that we sell, and we have top-notch products. We have great marketing supplies. We have the perfect marketing opportunity, but all of these people still needed more money, yet they weren't willing to do the work that was needed to earn that income. I wonder if you're nodding your head right now. Well, it was then that I realized something that has stuck with me ever since. Just needing more money is not a strong, compelling why. You know, if you haven't been working your business on a regular basis or ever because you're brand new or you've just never gotten started, you're probably nervous about doing makeovers. Maybe if it's been a while, you're thinking, I don't really know how to do this. And so the easiest decision is to just not do anything, because if you do something, you have to get uncomfortable. Well, I realized that needing more money is just not a big enough motivator to get you out of your comfort zone, to schedule the appointments and go hold them. Now, what you don't realize at this point, if that's your mindset, like I'm nervous, I'm fearful, I'm not sure if I can do it. What you don't realize is it's way easier than you think it is. When you finally go do that appointment, you're going to be shocked and amazed how much fun it is and how quickly you sell products and how you make some great money. But we're not there yet. We're not talking about that right now. What we're talking about is knowing your why. So that's when I started to think about the power of financing dreams. Now, we've already had a video about financing dreams, but what I have found out is that when a consultant knows exactly where her money is going to go, she's way more inspired to step out and book the appointment and hold the party so that she can make that money. Whether it's getting out of debt, whether it's paying for her mortgage, whether it's going on a weekend getaway with the girls, she's way more inspired when she knows exactly where the money goes. Okay, now let's talk about other parts of a why. So for me, when I was in corporate America during my divorce, and I was making the decision to come back to Mary Kay, my why was money because I wanted to leave corporate America. So it was money because I needed to earn the level of income I was earning in corporate America to do that. But really, my why was way more powerful when I realized the real why for me. Yeah, I did need to replace my income. Yes, that was a true fact. But really what inspired me, what my why was that made me keep working my Mary Kay business in the midst of working 60 to 70 hours a week and having baseball games for Trey when he was young and being a newlywed, like there was so much on my plate. What inspired me to want to work more? It was freedom and flexibility. I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to work for myself. I didn't want to work for corporate America. I didn't want to work for somebody that was going to tell me when I had to work and how much money I was going to make. I wanted to be my own boss because I wanted the freedom and flexibility to work when I wanted to work and to earn the income that I thought I was worth. So was it money? Sure, that was a part of it. But my more compelling why was to be my own boss, to create freedom and flexibility. One of the things that I was so excited about when I first went full-time with Mary Kay after my divorce was that I could finally start going to a Bible study that met at my church during the day. I'd never been able to go to Bible study because during the day I was working, and at night there was always homework and baseball games and I couldn't do it at night. I was so excited that I had the freedom and the flexibility to go to a Bible study during the day. I was so excited that I had the freedom and flexibility to walk in the mornings because before I'd have to leave for work by about 6:45 in the morning. So all I had time to do was get up, get ready, and go to work. Now I could get up, I could have extended quiet time, and I could walk every morning. And I've been doing that for over 20 years. Well, 20 years, I guess. For 20 years, I've been doing that. And I get to my desk around 9 in the morning because I want an extended quiet time and I want to be able to walk. I love the freedom and flexibility. That's my why. What is your why? Why do you need to work your Mary Kay business? What will it create for you? Is it financial freedom? Is it freedom and flexibility? Is it just having something fun? Maybe your life is super stressed out. I remember one of the people on my team early on as a DIQ was an attorney, and she worked for the law firm where I worked, and she was a partner earning well over six figures. She started her Mary Kay business. I couldn't imagine why. Guess why? She wanted to be stressed out free. She was so stressed from all of her work as an attorney. She wanted to be able to just unpack the boxes of products and sell them to some girlfriends and have some fun doing makeovers on the weekend. She actually donated all of her profits to the Humane Society. She was looking for a stress reliever. That was her why. Is your why that you want more positive girlfriends? Is your why that you want to grow personally? Is your why that you can't get a leadership position at your job and you want to be a leader? What is your why that inspires you to do more than you typically would, to step out of your comfort zone, to get uncomfortable? When you really identify your why, you will be so much clearer on why Mary Kay is exactly what you need to create what's missing in your life at this point. So I'm asking you to do some soul searching, pray, find out what is it? What is your why? You probably started Mary Kay because you wanted some extra money. That's for most people, but what do you want that money to go towards? Do you want to be debt free? Then let's go work your business so you can create a debt free life for you and your family. Imagine how the stress and anxiousness would disappear when you had a side hustle that was bringing in an extra 500, 1,000 or more a month. Imagine how that would feel. I want you to really visit your why and get clear on your why. I would love for you to Vox your coach, your sales director, and tell her what you think your why is. And I want you to paint as vivid a picture because I want you to be able to go back and play that Voxer message whenever you need to remind yourself of your why. If you're a journaler, I'm going to ask you to journal about your why, to write it down, to get clear. How will your life change when you realize your why? Oh my goodness, you're going to be so much more inspired to build your Mary Kay business. Once I was clear that Mary Kay was my way out of corporate America so that I could have the freedom and flexibility to live my life, wow, it didn't bother me to do the work. I was excited to do the work because it was going to give me what I was missing in my life, which was freedom and flexibility. Why do I continue to work hard today, 20 years later? Because I don't want to go work for somebody else. I want to work from my home. I want to be able to go to have lunch with my parents. I want to be able to walk in the mornings. I want to be able to take a long weekend with my husband. I want to be able to go see my grandkids. I want freedom and flexibility. And it inspires me to keep working because I want what Mary Kay provides for me. Income so that I can have freedom and flexibility. What is your why? I can't wait to hear what you tell your leader, your sales director. Go Voxer her right now while it's fresh on your heart. And guess what? If your why brings tears to your eyes as you're talking about it, you found your why. All right. I can't wait to hear about it.
All right. So I would love your feedback, you guys. Everybody can come unmute yourselves if you'd like. I'd love to hear what did you hear her saying? One of the things that she said that I thought was amazing is how when she asked everybody in the beginning, who needs money, everyone raised their hand. Then she says, who held two parties last week? And nobody raised their hand. And that's when she said, so just needing more money is not enough motivation. Anybody want to share what they got out of that? Nobody wants to share? Oh, Shannon, go ahead.
I'll share. I like, like she said, everybody has their own reason for joining Mary Kay. I have my reasons. Um, I love the flexibility of it. And, you know me, I'm trying to do more and more as time goes on. But when I first started Mary Kay, I just started just to get the discount. And as I became more like aware and learned more about the company, I really started thinking this sounds a lot better than just getting my discount, and especially working for corporate America, that's a big thing for me. I've worked for schools and preschools and It's just not for me. I want to be my own boss, and I feel like this is my way to do it. So, her words and, they mean a lot to me because I feel the same way. So,
Yeah.
hope everybody does too. And
Thank you,
everybody's
Shannon.
why is different.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Pa says yes. Lori?
Okay, one of the things that, I mean, I've heard a lot of this, but one of the things that is just hit me again was she said, visit your why. And I think, I need to do that way more than I do because I get distracted so easily that and she said if you journal. So I think it's keeping it keeping it front and center. So you may have identified what your why is, but if you have a brain like mine, um it goes all over the place. So I need like minutely reminded. Anyways, so just visiting the why more. And part of that, she said if you journal, it is elaborating on it, really seeing it clearly and getting it so that it's more than just like a word. It actually has a meaning and a picture in your brain.
Right.
Yeah, I
Thank
love.
you.
She said paint a vivid picture, and I am a journaler, but I also like that she said, um, you know, make a voice text or a Vox or whatever, so that you can go back and listen to that. Um, because the thing about speaking it out is we hear it, we've had to create the words, we've had to think to process those words, and so by speaking it out, um, we're putting it out there um, into the universe, but we're using more of our senses when we do that. So
Absolutely. Anybody else want to share? Pa, go for it.
Okay, so I've thought about this. I've actually seen her video before, so it made me think about this. But so my why I've discovered is that I'm tired. You know, and I'm tired of like the crazy hectic mornings when I have to get my kids ready for school, and I have to get myself ready, and then I have to rush and drop them off at school, and I have to get to work on time, and then I'm also like tired of like not having enough time to like to just sit at home and remember that, oh, I have this bill and that bill to pay, because then I forget that I have bills to pay, because by the time I get home from work, there's homework, and then you're rushing trying to cook dinner and send your kids to bed and whatnot. So I'm just tired. I've been tired for a very long time, and I don't want to be tired anymore. I want to do something that yes, I have more freedom and more flexibility, and something that I can enjoy doing, and I used to take walks in the morning as well. And the last 3 months that I spent working, I'm glad I'm not working no more. Back in I started walking again, and I enjoy that very much because that's my time alone. So for me, I'm just tired of
Well, being a
everything.
mom of 8, you've got a lot. I mean, how many of the 8 live at home?
Um, right now, I still have 6 at home.
6 at home. I like it when you have to actually count.
I do.
That's hysterical. Okay. Anybody else? Pa, thank you for that. And you know what I will tell you guys is it's when that discomfort, when you draw a line in the sand and say, I'm not turning back. It's literally, if you guys have all been to a circus, right? And the trapeze artist goes and swings, and you know what they do is they let go, they turn and they grab the other bar. They don't look over their shoulder to make sure the bar is there. Their partner has timed it so that when they let go, they don't let go with one hand, grab, and then let go. They literally release the bar and grab the bar. You think there's any hesitation, you're either 100% or you're not going to grab the bar. And
Yep.
that's exactly what happened to me in corporate America. I was like, I'm going to quit my job, newly pregnant. All my friends and family thought I was nuts. I go, just got an MBA and you're going to quit and sell Mary Kay? Are you nuts? And I'm like, no, I want freedom and flexibility. I don't want someone else raising my kids. There was not an option for me. Melanie.
Oh, one of the things she said that I loved is, um, when we know where the money's going, we are inspired. And it's like, what is your business buying you? For her, it was buying the freedom and flexibility, but depends on the ability to attend a Bible study midday during the week. But I wrote this, what is my business buying for me? And sometimes it's, I think sometimes I need that to be more defined. So
Yep. Okay, anybody else really quick, because we're gonna run out of time. I want to talk about the contest. Anybody else want to share what they got from Karen? Anybody else?
Well, the idea that when you just said draw a line in the sand and create discomfort, that's going to make you grow. But also for me, it's like I'm having more anxiety about the situation in our country and the freedom and security about that. I mean, financially, who knows
Yeah.
what's going to happen necessarily? And not that we don't have financial security now, but down the road, you never know with health because I'm in a different stage of my life. And the idea that if I could build my business to have that security and freedom and flexibility, that is what would be happy for me, make me happy,
Nice.
and get rid of anxiety.
She also closed with an interesting comment. She said, "What's your story that's inspiring you to step out of your comfort zone?" So, like, what are you listening to? What are you saying to yourself that is so inspiring that you're going to keep going? And I remember thinking, Mary Kay or corporate, Mary Kay or corporate, because I always wanted, my mom got screwed over in a divorce. And I thought to myself, I will never be 100, this is just my own hang up. I will never be 100% dependent on a man. Well, that would mean I was going to keep working. So I was either going to work Mary Kay or I was going to punch a clock for some other schmo. And I didn't want to do that. So you just totally never know what's going to happen. All right, so let's talk about why I showed this video tonight. I showed this video because we really want to break a record. So I will tell you, I didn't post this yet, but we officially won our Cadillac as of yesterday. So we've already earned our 17th pink Cadillac early. Congratulations to our Dynamite unit. I'm so incredibly proud of you guys. And you guys, when everybody asks you if you have a pink Cadillac, puff your chest out and say, I am part of a pink Cadillac unit. And we've been driving pink Cadillacs for over 30 years. They'll go, what? So yeah, we just qualified for our 17th one. You're all a part of that. This isn't about me. This is about, that is literally all of you. Another thing that Karen mentioned to me earlier today on a $10,000 productivity call, you have to qualify to be on this call. There is an app called, no, that's Happy Hour. That's pretty much, I'm sure it's not called Happy Hour. Is it called Happy Hour? No, that is not what it's called, Diane. That's hold on. It's called Think Up. It's an app called Think Up, and it's free, and you can record your affirmation and stuff on there, and you can set it as a reminder. So let's say every day at 10, 1, and 4, you want it to remind you, Shannon, of your goal and your dream, and you record it. It'll say, time to listen to your Think Up thing, and you push the button, and it'll play your 15-second, 30-second affirmation about, I am an unstoppable woman. Everybody wants to have a facial with me. Everybody wants to be my customer, my hostess, or join my team. I don't chase people, people chase me. Like whatever your affirmation needs to say, it's a free app. And so take advantage of that. But let's talk about what we're doing for next week. So here's the deal, guys. This takes a village. I cannot do this alone, nor will I be able to do it alone. It's going to start, jot this down, on June 16th. On June 16th, we're doing 2 skincare parties that night virtually. One at 5:30 California time and one at 7:30 California time. So you've got the early bird people and you've got the late, and that's so we can do both coasts on that. And then on Thursday, I'm doing another one at 7 o'clock California time. I'm doing another one Wednesday early. So Wednesday's early, Thursday's late. And then Friday will be in Elk Grove in person, doing huge skincare parties. And then Saturday, I'm going to schedule one more. So I'm going to show you guys something. I created a Google document this morning. I was actually so excited that I remembered how to make a Google document. Let me show this to you. This is exactly what it looks like. So when you text this Google Doc out to people, and I'm going to give you the link. This is just for my unit though. So don't be sending this to all over the country. When you send this to a girlfriend by text, she's going to open this up and it's going to say virtual skincare and anti-aging spa treatment. She's going to put in her name. She's going to put in your name, the name of your consultant, because that way I know who sent her. She's going to check one of these two for her skin type. If she checks, she can't check both. Thank God I made it so that she can't check both. Other skincare concerns, she can check as many of those as she wants. Highly sensitive, blemish prone, needs hydration, get rid of sunspots, whatever other. When it comes to anti-aging skincare, how big of a priority? Because I'm trying to figure out if they're over 40, do they want repair? Or is it not on the radar? She doesn't care about skincare, or it's a nice bonus but not a focus, or it's definitely important, or this one, it's a top priority. Give me the age defying magic. So they get to check one of these. Then they're going to give me their age because 10 to 23, I'm sending the Mary Kay skincare. These people are either going to get 3D, repair, whatever. Mailing address to send samples. Yes, I am going to mail out the samples for you, up to 3 packets per consultant. If you could wave a magic wand and improve one thing about your skin, what would it be? They'll answer that. And then it says, thank you for saying yes to the self care. Pop your cell phone below so I can personally text you the Zoom link. I promise to keep your number private, secure, and just with me. And they're going to fill this out and hit submit. I'm going to mail out their samples and I will immediately text you and let you know, hey, Susie Q just sent in for her samples. And then what you're going to want to do is make sure that you keep track of who you're inviting. So I would just get a big sheet of 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and put 100 face race. And maybe you're going to commit. I'm going to pick on Shannon since she's right there in the middle of the screen. Let's say Shannon commits to 15 faces. She's going to number 1 through 15. And her neighbor or the lady from the manager office, Deanne or whatever her name is, she commits. So she's going to put her name in pencil because we don't count her until we do her. So she'll put Deanne's name in pencil and then she'll put on their GF Google form. I send her the Google form. And then I'm going to text Shannon, hey, I got a Google form from Deanne. I'm sending her samples. And then Shannon can check her off. Yay, we got her. Who else can you invite? And you say to Shannon, who can you invite? So the people that you know that you invite, like the lady from the office, she might invite more people. So here's what's going to happen is every face you do, you're going to go into a drawing for 2 big prizes. And I know every unit's different, so I don't want to go into all the prizes, but it's going to be like Ted Baker, Kate Spade, that kind of stuff. One consultant's going to get her prize of choice. The second consultant will get the runner-up prize. The guest of those 2 consultants is going to get a complete brush set. Could be your guest. So if Shannon, if you have 15 entries, your name is going in 15 times for the Ted Baker or the Kate Spade. And if your customer wins, then she gets the brush set. I'm paying for all of that. But we've got to break our record of 100 faces. So this is going to take a village. Now, let's say Shannon's smart. Let's say Shannon decides on the Wednesday early class at 4 that she's got people from her complex that want to come or whatever. So she has 4 people at her house. She has 4 people at her house. She sets up 4 trays and mirrors. She squirts stuff and she goes, okay, we're logging into Diane. She jumps on my Zoom. Shannon's not even going to say anything. She's going to let me do skincare, charcoal, or microderm. Those are the 3 things that we're going to demo, just like Janice says at her classes. I'll mention Radiance Peel, but we're really going to do microderm, charcoal, repair, and the miracle set. Okay, I'll mention the teen skincare if we've got any teens on. Does that make sense? But this is going to take a village to make this happen, guys. So I'm going to need all of your help. So the flyer will be done today because I've got to put all the dates. It looks a little crazy. It's got all the dates and all the times, and I'm doing everything California time. So it'll say PT. So if you're Shannon inviting your cousin who lives in Texas, just know that she needs to add 2 hours. East Coast is 3 hours. Does that make sense? But you guys, this is going to take a village. So I need everybody. I need Shannon for you to take anybody that you've never facialed. I don't care if she bought a sponge tip applicator from you. Talk to her about being on paw. Anybody that you have not facialed yet. Anybody that's bought anything. Anybody that's a friend of yours. If they know you in a lineup, like heaven forbid, invite them. Like I want this. We got to make this thing happen, and I'm all in. So the flyer will be done tonight. The Google form I have, just make sure that they commit to you on the Google form what they're going to do, and I might just add the bottom one that says which virtual event are you planning on attending, and I'm going to make them check whichever one they're planning on attending because that helps me know what to do. Does that make sense? So I will mail out the packet. I will then text them and remind them, and I will send them the Zoom link, and I'll keep you guys posted. Okay. So I'm excited. This is next week, starting on Monday. And then Shannon, when we're live in Elk Grove on Friday, that all counts. All those faces count as toward the 100. So you guys commit to your faces, because what I will tell you is the more productive you are, the more money you're going to make. And this month, and I know Lori and Melanie are the same, we have prizes from $250 all the way up to $2,000 wholesale. And every single prize category has 2 or 3 different prizes to choose from. So some of you that are practical that want samples and organza bags to put samples or little cards from Court of Achievers and you want business supplies, fine. The rest of you who say, who wants business supplies? I want jewelry. Bring on the bling. Give me bling. We have bling. So depending on where you're at, you can cross the finish line. Keep in mind, Star Consultant quarter ends this upcoming Sunday, which is also Father's Day. I also made a commercial and I posted it on our unit Facebook page. It's a 2-minute commercial on the glass mugs with the Father's Day set in them. The initial set is 55 with the mug. That's out the door tax and everything. It's just rounding up 55. It's just the cleanser and the moisturizer. If they want the mineral sunscreen added, the set is 80. If they want the mini travel size, some of you still have the travel size charcoal, that would be 70. And then if they want it just the two pieces, that's 50. And I just basically collapsed. You can see I collapsed the boxes inside, folded the ends inside and folded it so they have the boxes in the back. So it looks good, but that has the ingredients and stuff too. So Father's Day is a great way to take advantage of that. All right, you guys, I'm excited for our face race. And don't forget, if you order 350 by the 15th, you qualify for a special call with Glory Mayfield Banks. That's going to be next Tuesday at 6 o'clock. And I believe it's going to be 25, 30 minutes. So you'll miss my training, but it's always recorded. But then I can't wait for you to jump on the meeting and tell us what Glory said to you. All right, so let's get set up for our amazing face race. And you guys, a great way to plant the seed is to get them excited by getting them on the foundation event tomorrow. Because if they're on that and they get excited, then they'll go, okay, how do I try the skincare? Right? All right, you guys, have a great night. Thanks for being on tonight. And I'll post this on YouTube. Good night, everybody.
Night.